If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. I made a video yesterday about campgrounds being shut down and difficulties of that as a result of a budget. Well, today I wanted to continue that thought process. We got to the Apalachicola National Forest and we knew that it was going to be busy. We didn't have a choice. In yesterday's video, I explained to you that we were in Mississippi and our plan was to stay there for about a month, going through different campgrounds. And they had a bunch of them, but they were all closed, not because of the government shutdown. The government was open, but because the DeSoto National Forest apparently had chose not to reopen them right away because they had some administrative duties they had to take care of first. So we had to drive to Florida, which one of the problems with that is you have to move up your entire year schedule to do that. You know, if I'm going to stay in Mississippi for a month, and then I'm going to come to Florida for a month, that puts me into the March time frame. Then I head back to Mississippi and through Louisiana. Well, now everything's moved up. But I don't want to get cold. I don't want to go into cold weather environment right now early. So now I got to figure out where else I can go to get me back on track so I'm not in cold weather. And we were pretty familiar with this area. We spent all last winter here. And we knew that we were going to have problems with hunting, the hunters still being in these campgrounds. The hunt season is over, but like I said yesterday, they get 2 weeks after hunt season to get their campers out. Now, if you ever see one of these campers, usually the hunters pretty much take up residency during this time. So it takes them a good 2 weeks to get everything picked up. A lot of van dwellers and different people are all thinking on the same page that they're going to all come to the Apalachicola National Forest after hunt season. So they're all starting to pile in. We went to one of the campgrounds close to the town, and we knew this was going to happen. We knew this happened last year too. But that campground is in January is kind of where all the undesirables go. If anybody has ever heard of the Rainbow Group, they all kind of move around from the Ocala National Forest down there past Tampa and the Apalachicola National Forest here. Well, after hunt season, they all kind of migrate up here. Now, the Rainbow Group is kind of a rebellious group. I don't know how to explain them very well. They are very anti-social, anti-government type of folks. For example, it is suspected that a mentally ill person, I've said this many times, went into our pop-up camper last year, stole the food and some other items, and burned down our camper. The National Forest knows that he considers himself a member of this Rainbow Group. So it's not exactly a friendly group. We went over there today to check out that campground, which we knew was not going to be a great idea. They were all over there. They're all hollering and screaming at us. And we could stay, we could stay. That's just a thing we could do. Or we trust our gut. And so many people say this, just trust your gut. And if you don't like campground, move. Okay, to where? This is the difficulties with this lifestyle. Where do you go? We just drove 300 miles from Mississippi on a hope and a prayer that there would be something available here because we didn't want to spend too much money. We could drive another 200 miles and find another campground, but how far are we going to drive to find a campground? We can just keep driving and driving and driving in hopes that we're going to find something. Of course, we could have headed the other direction, go west, go to Arizona. I don't even know how many miles that is. Let's say it's a 1,000-mile trip. So I'm already over budget on gas. And so now I need to go and spend more gas money. So you could literally drive yourself broke trying to find a campground. Fortunately, we got over to this one. There's 2 spots left. So, I mean, we really lucked out. We really lucked out. And my point is, Do you want to live your life on luck? You know, I'm always trying to give you the true sense of the lifestyle. And a lot of it is just that. You luck out that you find a campground. I've noticed that people that were here last year and left, and we know they left because they told us where they were going, many different groups of people, they're here again this year. So that's what it is. They travel out and then they come back. And I've actually heard of a big YouTuber saying the same thing about his tribe. Is during the winter, they all come to the Arizona desert, and then over the summer, they all disperse out. Well, the same thing's happening here at the Apalachicola National Forest. And so it's a good indication that this lifestyle is growing so much that we're just running out of campgrounds. I know, go to Arizona. If you go to Arizona, all your problems are solved. But every YouTube video I see, which is my research, that's the thing you have to understand, is research. Research is very important to me. I research what I'm going to do. If I'm going to drive 1,000 miles to go to a place, I want to be relatively sure that I'm going to like the place. And I'm not overly confident that I'm going to like staying in a desert. So, you know, you got to weigh all this out. Once you apply all these rules on yourself, trust your gut, it's got to be within a certain distance, you got to have a backup plan, you got to have a backup campsite, and once you have applied all these rules that even all the commenters at one time or another have probably said to me, you start limiting your options on where you can stay. You know, do you stay at a Walmart parking lot? Well, you can do that for a night, but then what are you going to do tomorrow? Thanks for watching. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.